Hi there, welcome to today's broadcast. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the positive impact that energetic healings, specifically shamanic healings, can have on the symptoms that your child may be experiencing from autism or ADHD. And I'm also going to share with you a few easy, simple things that you can do around your house to create a more positive, energetic environment for your child. So welcome. If this is the first time that you're joining, I'll just introduce myself. My name is Tina Bishai, and I am the founder of Golden Healings, an alternative and holistic health practice. And it's here that I get to provide in-person and distant energetic healings to adults and kids. And my love is especially to help kids with autism and ADHD relieve their symptoms and oftentimes eliminate them. And I'm also a mom of two beautiful daughters. I'm a physical therapist by background and then went on to receive an MBA where I was in the corporate world for a long time. And then I followed my heart and studied alternative medicine. So at Golden Healings, I am treating kids with autism and ADHD in a holistic manner and really addressing their physical, emotional, and energetic components of their well-being. Today we're going to talk about some basic information about energetic healings and specifically how shamanic healings can impact your child's symptoms in a positive way. And please feel free to like and comment and just let me know that you can hear me okay. That would be great. Let me know where you're listening from, and also just give me comments as you have questions if they come up for you during the broadcast. And even if it's not the live version, but if it's the replay, I'll still engage with you with your comments. So thank you for joining. Let's start talking about the basics of energy. And just to start, you might be wondering what we mean by energy. And you may know it as the energetic field or the aura around you. Another way to describe it is overlapping energy patterns, which really define the unique physical, spiritual, emotional, and mental makeup of an individual. Maybe you've heard of meridians or life force or qi, and that's the basis of which ancient Chinese medicine practices of acupuncture are based on. Or perhaps you've practiced yoga and you've heard of the 7 major chakras, which represent what they call our subtle bodies or our psychic and emotional bodies. And when I speak of treating kids with autism and ADHD in a holistic manner, I'm talking about addressing their physical, emotional, and energetic well-being. And when I talk about their energetic well-being, this is what I'm talking about. And if you actually look up the definition of energy medicine, I remember so many years ago seeing it, this discussed on Dr. Oz, and he said this was the medicine of the future. So interesting. But if you look up the definition of energy medicine, what you'll find is that any physical symptoms or dis-ease that we experience in our bodies, and in this case, it would be the symptoms that our children are experiencing from autism or ADHD, they always show up in our energetic system or energetic field first before they form a physical symptom in our body. And so therapies that don't address a child's energetic well-being aren't really addressing the whole picture. And it's so important because it is life-changing. I've had that experience that it's really been life-changing for these children once their energy and energetic field is addressed. You may have heard of a person named Donna Eden, and she is one of the people that have really dedicated her life to energy medicine. And I wanted to read you something that she writes in her book about the definition of how she describes energy medicine. She says here, it is safe, natural, and accessible. It is both contemporary and ancient. The term is being used in many ways today, ranging from the introduction of shamanic healing practices in modern culture to the use of powerful electromagnetic and imaging technologies in modern hospitals. It embraces lawful principles and mysteries, routine procedures and artistry, matter and spirit. Energy medicine is the best term known for describing the growing number of approaches where an understanding of the body as a system of energies is being applied for promoting health, healing, and happiness. So that was a little definition from Donna Eden, and if you're like me, you might be thinking, okay, that was a bit convoluted as a description, but obviously there's not a simple answer. I could go on trying to describe to you what energy medicine is, or what I think is more valuable is to share my experiences with you about how it's really impacted my experience with my child's symptoms and other symptoms as well. Just give me 1 second. Okay. All right. So I'm going to start by sharing my experiences with this as a shamanic practitioner who provides energetic healings. And it all started when I provided these healings to my daughter, who had signs and symptoms of Asperger's from a really young age. And as I started providing these shamanic healings to her, her symptoms started melting away. And that's what I want to share with you today. But first, you might be wondering what a shamanic practitioner is. And really, you know, it's not, there's no formal body or college where we are licensed to practice as shamanic practitioners. But I want to share that I studied for over 3 years with the Foundation of Shamanic Studies to become a shamanic practitioner. And that's a long time when I consider I spent 4 years studying a Bachelor of Science in Human Biology, and another 4 years studying a Bachelor of Science in Physical Therapy, and then another year doing a Master's of Business Administration. So I share that with you to know that there is a science and an artistry to this, and I worked hard at it as well. So it's, you know, to some out there it may seem as though it's a little bit out there, but I do come from the science background, and I have seen absolute miracles with this work, and that's why I'm so passionate about sharing this with you. So if I go back to being a shamanic practitioner, just the basics is we are taught to connect with our helping spirits, or some might call our angels or spirit guides. And these helping spirits are providing healings through me to the earth and to other people. So if I go back to the story of my daughter, I really found that when I started giving her these healings, her symptoms started to melt away. And as I started healing, I started connecting with my spirit helpers more, and I found that they were giving me more and more information, little by little, over about 1.5 years, of how I could reduce and eliminate her symptoms, but more generally how that could be done for all children with autism and ADHD. And what I've seen really is that whatever symptoms children are dealing with from autism or ADHD, there's a very large energetic component to it. So whether you're a parent, a caregiver, or a teacher, or even an adult with autism or ADHD, we all know that individuals who experience symptoms are sensitive to energies around them. But did you know that extends to being sensitive to their own energetic field and others' energetic fields around them? So as I decided to give these healings to my daughter, I saw her obsessive compulsive behavior disappear, her sensitivity to light and smell go away, and her ability to be connected with others, both through eye contact and communication, and especially in large groups, really improved significantly. And you know what? Yes, she's still her own unique self, but just without all the symptoms that we were dealing with and struggled with for many years. So if you're able to watch the online workshop I created about this, you'll hear live video testimonials from other parents that have experienced similar results with their children. where kids no longer are suffering from depression or no longer isolating themselves, and they're actually getting out in the world and able to be with other kids and other people. Kids that can focus on tasks at hand and can have a much calmer approach to life that they did in the past. So if you remember that I teach that there are three main influencers to a child's symptoms from autism or ADHD, their diet, their energetic field, and their energetic environment around them. So today I want to give you a bit more information about what I mean when I speak of energy. You may be wondering what you can do as a parent to help your child adjust to the energetic fields around them. And aside from giving them these life-changing energetic and shamanic healings that I offer, you can actually do a lot for them. And you may have already noticed some of these things before, but maybe you never connected them to the concept of energy. So in terms of the environment your child lives in, having them outside in nature as often as possible is a really positive thing for them. And why, and how does that relate to energy? Because the energetic field from nature, anything like trees or plants or mountains or water, and all that beauty that nature has to provide is very different from the energetic field that is experienced in a bustling city. I have a close friend who can actually see auras of peoples and things, and she struggles every time she comes into this bustling city with the energy that just bombards her. And so whether your child can see or feel it, it's all the same. It doesn't really matter, but we know that they're sensitive to energies. So the more that we can bring them out in nature on a regular basis and they can play and run around and just be in that nature, the better. If you have pets like dogs, or you have access to horses that your child can ride, this is also really therapeutic for them. If you think of a pet in your home, what is the one thing that you can always depend on from them? It's unconditional love. And that unconditional love has this beautiful energetic frequency that your child can experience on a regular basis as well. And it makes a huge difference to how calm your child can be at home as well. Something else you can do is you can also clear your house on a regular basis. So if you're familiar with that, you can either use sage as an incense or Palo Alto as an incense, and you just burn it and spread that incense throughout your home. Or if you don't have access to that, you can just hold a strong intention and connect to your own spirit helpers or angels and ask them to clear the space in your home for you and for your child. And this regular clearing will really help improve the energy in your home, and it will definitely help your child feel better energetically in your home. So there are just a few ideas that you can start right away. One more I forgot to mention is that if you're into crystals or rocks, I mean, I had crystals all over my house before. I just loved them and thought they had so much healing within them. And yes, they do. However, with our children who are experiencing symptoms from autism or Asperger's or ADHD, they're all super sensitive to energy, so I really advise you to remove all of these crystals or rocks that you have in your home. It will transform how they feel in your home, and it really helps calm them down as well. So even though I lamented the putting away of all my crystals, I was just so happy with the difference it made for my child. So those are a few ideas I wanted to share with you, and I'll leave the online workshop link down in the comments, so if you're interested in learning more, you can hear about it. And I'm also going to be revisiting these ideas of energy and how we can provide a more calm and peaceful energetic environment for our child in our homes in subsequent broadcasts. So please leave me a message in the comments below if this information was helpful to you. And I'd love for you to join me next week at the same time when I'll be talking about another aspect of emotional well-being for your child and reducing their symptoms from autism or ADHD. Thanks so much and have a great week. Bye-bye.